What's up, guys? Matocaster here, and today we're back in CMS18. And if you didn't see the last video, we got to restore Neighbor back to its former glory. That thing is a fun car. It's going into the garage for now. That was a fun video. Really enjoyed that one. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. This is the most recent upload. Today, I think we're going right back to the junkyard. I think that is my favorite way to get cars, other than the barns, which we don't have any barn maps at the moment. Let me double check. Yeah, nothing, no barns, but we will head to the junkyard, see what we can find out there. I tend to like the junkyard better than the auctions. I just like really bringing a car back from terrible shape into its former glory. Guys, I hope you're doing great. As always, I can't complain. And here we are at the junkyard. Let's see what we can find. Anything over here? Ooh. What do we have here? I know what this is. This is the Porsche 911 2012 GT3 RS. I've been tempted to do that one a couple times, knowing that it's here now. It's in rough shape, as to be expected. I'm not complaining. I am shopping at the junkyard after all. Coming around, look. Oh, I know what this is. Skyline GTR R34 drag. It's a dragster. Engines, the swap options. Current engine is a V8, supercharged. Swap options are V8s, V10, V12. It's interesting. So it's only set up for a V8 because it's. And why would you do that? It's a gorgeous car. I'd like to find. Speaking of gorgeous car, we've got this Charger over here. Lots of swap options on it. But man, I want to do a R34 really, really badly. But I'm not crazy about only being stuck with a V8 and it being a drag car. I just want to get like a regular R34. It's tempting, but not with just V8 as an option. Ain't nothing against V8s, obviously. Not at all. But when it comes to an R34, I'd like more of a, build up a stock type engine for it and soup it up that way. We've got a nice Apache here. Apache fleet side, inline 6, no swap options. Yeah, I don't know about that. Wouldn't be a good cruiser, I guess. We've got a Porsche 911 RS GT2 Resto mod. 532 horsepower. Interesting. That could be a fun one. Maybe. What do we have here? Wait for it, guys. Is that a Supra? It sure is. Which Supra version is this? Ooh, the Supra TRD. I've been wanting to do this car. 736 horsepower factory. It is rough. Global body condition is only at 2%. It is rough, but it's a Supra TRD. There's like nothing left. No taillights, no bumper. No hood, no front bumper. But it's a Supra TRD. Interior's not horrible. Not too bad. I mean, I don't see anything else here. Yeah, that we made the full loop there. I think this is gonna have to do it. This is gonna have to be our car. Buy the car. Yes. We're doing a Supra. We're going to the garage with it. The TRD Supra. That's gonna be a fast car. And here it is in our garage, missing just about everything possible. The engine's mostly there, I guess. Yeah, but everything else is pretty much gone. Guys, I've got an idea. Why don't you all guys spam the comments section with, is that a Supra? And I'll pick one random, I'll do the randomizer thing, one random person, and do a build request type thing. They pick a car, and then I'll do it. Somehow we'll figure out, I'll be able to maybe send you a list of all the cars that are in the game, all the mods that I have, and then you can pick whichever car you want me to do. All you gotta do, let's put it in the comments, is that a Supra? And then I'll take it from there. Speaking of taking it from there, let's go ahead and take this. There's no point in doing any of the engine diagnostics. We're just going to put it right on the lifter and get to work. I think the first thing we should do We'll get it up in the air. First thing we should do is go get the welder. It's an interesting color, this Supra. Lifter A. Now, I have done a Supra in the past, but it was not the TRD. Let's use this. Yes, that's going to help a lot. Already, it looks a lot better. We have repaired it. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting color choice for this Supra. But yes, already starting to look good. While we're on a roll, let's just take the interior kit. Take it over there. Move it to lifter A. Get that interior all buttoned up, taken care of. Yes, there we go. Okay, that can go back. Let's sit it in again, just because it's awesome. Yeah, that helped a lot. It looks a lot better already. Off to a good start. Might as well send this thing all the way up, pull the driveline out, and get this engine on the engine stand. So to do that, pull off the drive shaft. Yeah, it didn't even have an oil pan. Go figure. Everything else seems to be missing. I'm not complaining. I'm just surprised. This is one of the most incomplete cars I've ever drug back here. That's for sure. Get that throw-out bearing, clutch pressure plate. Clutch plate, and we can pull off our flywheel. And we are ready to yank this engine out of our TRD Supra. We'll go grab the engine hoist. You know where to go. Lifter A. There we go. Pulled it out. And then stick it on the stand. Proper inline 6. Okay. This thing is going to be, yeah, needs a lot of love. But that's what we're here for, right? It'd be interesting to see how much horsepower we can get out of this engine. Because the Supra that I did before, it's been a while, really. I did not have near as much horsepower to begin with. Because it was not the TRD version. Let's get this front crankshaft pulley out of here. The water pump pulley. So that way we can get to the timing. Well, let's get this ignition distributor, rotor distributor out of here. And get to the timing cover to be able to pull the timing set out. Just like, oh, we got to get that timing chain sprocket out of there. And there we go. That can come off so we can get all of this taken care of. And we're missing so many of these camshaft caps. There's one there and one there. There's 14 total, I believe. And we only have 2. And we got 1 spark plug out of 6. That's it. This poor Supra. So neglected. Glad to be able to bring it back to life. Pull the head off. Look at all that carbon buildup. Pretty bad. We can pull the water pump off before we flip this engine over to take care of the pistons. We'll see how many rods even have a rod cap on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get this crankshaft bearing cap out of there. Pull off that rod cap. That one. And that one. It's interesting. I've never had an engine where it's missing pistons. I've never had that before. Wonder if it's just not a thing. Pull out all 6. That one wanted to hide from me. It was close. Pull out the crankshaft, and then we can take our engine block over to the repair table, and whatever we can repair, we will repair, and whatever we cannot, we shall replace. All right, time to build out this engine. Pretty much everything needed to be replaced. There was not a lot that I could repair, which is good because it gives us the opportunity to buy everything performance part, which I did for this engine that I could find. Anything performance-wise for this engine I could find, I bought. So let's get that in there. Crankshaft bearing in there. And then I'll speed it up for you guys here so you don't have to watch the repetitiveness. Got all of those in, ready for our oil pan. I love that on the inline 6, just 4 bolts, none down the sides. I think you'd have a few oil leaks if you try to get away with that in real life. But okay, it's just one of those things, no big deal. Just find it funny. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to be hardcore, this game got it wrong, this game got it. I'm not like that. I love this game for the chillness of it. With the performance engine head. I get that from you guys too. You guys say you like the laid back, chill kind of vibe, and then I get some people that say, "Oh, I fall asleep to your videos," which is kind of the point. It's just kind of a chill, laid back. Well, it's not the point, but you know, it's to be expected. I could try to make it all loud and exciting, but that's not my way of doing things, and not how I like to relax. So I'm just mostly doing these videos to just kind of chill with you guys. I love reading your comments. I love making these videos. Love playing the game. Love making videos. So, best of all worlds, really, is what it comes down to. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because there are so many of these. I'm not going to make you sit through all of them. Alrighty, got those in. We'll go ahead and throw in our spark plugs. Of course, got the performance ones. Again, anything I could buy performance-wise, I did. There goes the final. And then we can do our carburetors. Another thing I love about the performance parts is the red and the chrome and all that. It just sets it off. Looks good. I love it. And I know, guys, I know this is a mod. The 2JZ is not modeled in. It's just not part of the game. Hopefully in 2021 it will be. But this is just kind of a, let's pretend it's a stand-in, you know, type of 2JC. It's still a inline 6, but yes, worlds apart from the real deal. But again, the modders do the best they can with what they have. And if there's not a 2JZ modeled in the game, then, you know, you don't get the 2JZ to work with. But again, hopefully that changes for CMS 2021, which I checked again, no release date still. It just says it'll be here soon. I'd like to know. I'd really love to know. And again, people have asked, oh, when 2021 comes out, are you going to play CMS18 anymore? And absolutely I will be, for sure, because it's going to take a while for the modders to start modding 21, and I'll definitely be playing 2021 without mods at all for a good while, because we're gonna have to grind. Just like people ask, how'd you get so much money in your game here? It's because I was grinding and grinding and grinding. So there's gonna be a lot of that I'll make videos on and keep it, you know, entertaining, not just like horrible grindy videos, but still keep it entertaining as we work our way up. But yeah, I'll still be playing it'll probably be about half and half. CMS 18 and 2021. Let's get our serpentine belt here. I'm just excited for it to come out. Can't wait to get my hands on it. The demo made me really, really excited for it. I think, yeah, because we don't put on any. Oh, well, we'll put the flywheel and stuff on when we get it in the car. But yeah, we do the headers once it's already in the car. So I think that's it for our engine. Let's get our engine bay ready. Let's take the battery out here and get that on the charger. I know it's going to be rough. Take the brake servo out of here, the ABS pump, and see what we can repair out of that. And we were able to repair both of those. Let's go throw that battery on the charger and then get this engine bay ready for its little beautiful new heart, which I love. Again, I love all the red and I love all the shiny bits. It's going to look really good in here once we get everything taken care of. Let's throw in our brake servo and our ABS pump. Go ahead and throw the module on while we're right here. There we have it. Now flip around. We'll put in our radiator and our fan housing. We need to do something about that intercooler I'm seeing. It looks like it's in pretty rough shape. Can we get to that from, yeah, it looks like we get to it from outside the car. Should really move that hoist, but we're going to use it here in a minute. There we go. I can reach it from there. Had to lift it up. There we go. Get our new intercooler in place. Perfect. I think we're ready to drop this engine into our Supra. Take the engine here. Put it there. Install that one. Indeed. Move that back to where it was, and look at that. Looking beautiful. And I think there is a 2JZ cover, but first let's put the oil in before I forget. Yep, there is the engine cover. It's, I mean, it's somewhat convincing, I suppose. What are you gonna do? Put on our front exhaust section, which actually was able to get performance version of. Then we'll be able to put on our little headers here. Yeah, and I think that, you know, and able to put a 2JZ into the game, they would have to get clearance from Toyota and all that. And then, I mean, hopefully that will happen down the road at some point. That would be nice. And then we could get a Toyota DLC. That would be awesome. That looks good. Looking beautiful. Now on to the suspension. I'm not hating these wheels. They're not too bad, really. We'll see what they look like cleaned up. We might use these, or we might come up with something else. Go ahead and get our brake caliper off of here. Brake pads out of the way. Pull our wheel hub cap. Our wheel bearing. Brake disc. Front wheel hub. Knuckle cover. Then we can do our sway bar front end link. Pull out our shock system there, our shock assembly. That'll let us get to our outer tie rod, inner tie rod, lower control arm. Then we can take our knuckle. Beautiful. Guys, on to the other side. Sped up for you. Take our steering rack out of here, as well as our front sway bar. Jump over to the other side and grab that last rubber bushing before we can drop the cross member like so. Beautiful. Pulled apart, ready to rebuild or replace. So once again, keeping a theme with this car, I believe, is most everything was not really to be saved. Pretty much everything needed to be replaced. There was a couple things I was able to fix. Let's get that knuckle in first. Actually, let's get this. Well, we already got the knuckle in. But get the cross member in. The rubber bushings on this side of it all. Throw in our steering rack. And our front sway bar. There we go. Before I forget, I'll put this rubber bushing in here. I'm probably going to forget the other side. We'll see. We'll see if I do or not. Go ahead and put our front shock assembly there. Install that. We can put our end link on. That all tightened down. Then we can put our inner tie rod. Outer tie rod. Bolt that down. And we can do our steering, our axle cover there. Front wheel hub. Tighten that down. Get our bearing in there. Put the cap on. Protect that bearing. Brake disc. Do our brake pads. Caliper. And that should do it. All right, on to the other side. Okay. I got that rubber bushing in there. I was worried about. That's the front side done. On to the rear end here. See what kind of setup we've got going on back here. Obviously disc. And yeah, it's the more complicated style rear end. Haven't done one of those in a while. Get the brake pads off of here. Brake disc. Pull out our drive axle. Get our hub. Oh, got to get that bearing out. Get the hub. If only removing the bearings in real life were as simple as it is on here. Get our rubber bushing out of this suspension arm here. Pull that apart. Get our rear shock absorber. Yeah, this is a very intricate rear end compared to a lot of the cars that we've done, at least recently. Pull that apart. Gotta get this one out of here. There we go. Gotta get that small bushing out of there. We pull out that housing. Get that rubber bushing. That one there. And I believe that's it for that side. On to the other side. Got that all pulled apart. Now we can pull our sway bar and pull the whole cross member. And while I'm back here, I'm going to pull that fuel tank. All right. Whatever I can repair, I will. Whatever I need to replace, I will. Time to get to work. I'm going to go ahead and throw in the fuel tank while we've got the room. Spin around here and install our performance fuel pump. Then we'll get our housing in there and we can put on our sway bar. And our new knuckle housing. Mostly all brand new parts. Seems par for the course here. Run that in there. Rear suspension arm. And we're going to have to put our rubber bushing in there. It's an easy one to forget. Wheel hub 3. Shock absorber. It seems like with this rear end, there's always something I forget, and we're going to see. Probably going to happen. Often does. Those in there. We've got small bushing down here. We get that arm there. Spring cap. Get our rear spring. Shock absorber cap. Rear suspension. Rear shock absorber cap. That's what they're calling it. That's right. Rubber bushing over here. And another over here. It's coming together. But again, I'm still second guessing myself here. It's been a long time since I've done one of these rear ends. Attach that there. We get our wheel hub bearing in there. Then we get our drive axle installed, and then we go to the brakes, brake disc. There we go. There's pad, caliper, and that should do it. I'm not seeing anything else. Awesome. On to the other side. Okay. Doesn't look like anything was forgotten. That works for me. On to, let's get the body figured out. Or actually, let's do our exhaust system here. See what we need here. Spin around. And it looks like we don't need anything else on the exhaust. It's just going to be that way. Well, that works for me. No other exhaust needed. So then we can move on to the body. Start fixing things up body-wise. Pull out pretty much everything I can that we may want to look at to see if we can repair it. If it needs to be replaced. Yeah, that window wasn't even in there. Yeah, there's not a lot left. Definitely pulling this fender off. Now here's where I can get creative. There is a lot of options for even just a Supra front bumper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different options for that. Lots of different body kit type stuff. And I think I want to do something a little, do a body kit of some sort. Not go over the top. Maybe go slightly over the top. Definitely not doing like the massive wing or anything like that, but gonna definitely make it a little different. I do love the stock wing on Supra, but I don't know, this is our chance to get creative. My chance to get creative, I suppose. All right, well, I picked out what I'm going to call like a mild type of a build here. Body kit type look. I don't want to go over the top with it, but I do want it to be different. Like I picked these. This is a little bit of a body kit. Not over the top, but definitely a subtle change. I'll put this fender on here. I did buy a different front bumper. Not over the top, not crazy, but it is cool. And it shows off that beautiful intercooler in there. And then obviously different headlights, slightly different. But they got the halos. And I dug this hood. I thought it looked pretty cool. It makes the front end look pretty mean. I'm digging that quite a bit, actually. Put on the fender we were able to repair. That's the only body panel we were able to repair. Put in our front windshield. Put on this little guy. Our door. This window. And the mirror. That little window. Did we get that other side? The window on the other side? We did not. We didn't get either window. And then that window there. For the back, I chose a custom rear bumper with a big old cutout for this guy. So you can see it's solid on that side, but cut open on that side. I thought that looked pretty cool. A big old exhaust pipe coming out of it. I love the stock taillights of the Supra, so they're essentially stock. The trunk, put in the back window, trunk window, and I didn't go for a wing. I went for like a big old wing. I went for the stock. I just love the stock Supra wing. That looks so good. So you can see it's a mild custom Toyota Supra, and I think it looks good. And with the right wheels, I think it'll really look nice. Not seeing anything in the rim shop that overly excites me. I am curious about how the wheels that came on here, obviously weren't the stock ones, how they would look on here. Because I did like them. I thought they were pretty cool looking. So let's pull them apart, see if we can repair any of them, and then put them on the car and see how they look. All right, I bought some slightly wider tires for the rear. I bought 295 35s for the rear and 255 35s for the front. So let's see how that looks together. Just maybe give it more of a kind of a meaner look from behind. Kind of match the subtle styling upgrades that we did to it. And yeah, seeing these cleaned up, I'm actually kind of digging on them quite a bit. We'll see how they look on the car. Okay, put the 295s out back here. Excited to see how this looks. Oh yeah, it tucks up in there really nice. Oh yeah, that works well. I was almost wondering if it was going to be too wide, but I think it works with what we've got here. And the 255s for the front, and there's 255 right there. Yeah, it's not overly ridiculous or anything. Yeah, I think those work well together. I like it. All right, before we can dyno, we need to get our flywheel on here, as well as our clutch plate. All this performance stuff I could get for the clutch system. And then we get our throwout bearing in there. And then we get our gearbox. Whoa, right in our face. I'm starting to wonder, we're probably going to need to get a tunable gearbox for this. Just have a feeling it's going to be making too much horsepower. You know what? I'm that confident that it's going to be. Let's go ahead and pull this off. Get ourselves a performance or a tunable gearbox. And there it is right there. Bolts it in. Drive shaft. Spin around. Try to get these bolts. Have to kind of go in a weird, there's the only way I can get it to really reach them. Get our starter installed. Go grab our battery, which should be full by now, and I think we'll be ready for the dyno. See what kind of power we're making, and then it'll be fun to pick out a color or a livery or some kind of nice paint job for this thing. There we go. There's the battery. In you go. And send it over to the dyno. There she goes. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Yes, let's proceed. Stock was 736 horsepower. We threw quite a bit of performance at it. The torque was 564. That thing sounds nice. There it goes. And we are at 1,242 horsepower, 943 foot-pound of torque. I think this thing's going to need to run slicks. I believe it's going to need slicks. Yeah, that's a lot of power. That's awesome. I didn't think we'd get that, but we almost got close to almost doubling it. Let's take this thing, or well, not really, sort of, kind of. Take this thing over to the paint booth, because 1,400 and something would be doubling it. But we're close. We're in the neighborhood, 1,200 and something. Let's see what we want to paint it. Is there liveries? There are none, so got to come up with a solid color that would look good on this beautiful Supra. Should we do a little nod to Mr. Walker? I think we should. Let's go ahead and paint it this color. I'm digging on it. I'm almost thinking we need to break up the colors a little bit by taking the hood off, painting it black. Matte black. Because that's just a lot of one color. I wish there was a livery options. It does look good though. I do like it. Now that it's out here. I am digging on it, but I do want to see that, how that would look. There we go. Matte black. Now I like it. It kind of breaks things up a little bit. I know some are going to hate it. That's okay. That's what makes the world go around. And I know it's not a Targa or anything like Brian's was, or Paul, you know, in the movie, but it's just a little nod. The color is just a little nod to Mr. Walker. All right, let's see what this thing can do. I have a feeling we should have bought slicks for it, but let's go to the speed track. Let's see what it does in a straight line. For as long as it can go straight. And here we are in our beautiful Supra. I really like this color outdoors too. It's pretty slick. All right, let's see how she does. If she's controllable with these tires. I'm just gonna floor it. I'll take off. Oh, yep, she's squirrely. Okay, I'm gonna need to restart with a better, with more control. All right, a little more throttle finesse this time. And she's holding straight. There we go. Much better. Much more. It's really not bad. I thought it was just going to be terrible. Already up to 170. 190. 200. 215. 220. Man, this thing scoots. Oh, it got squirrely. We lost it there at 250 miles an hour, and we're going off the map. Wow. Oh, they made it to the very razor's edge. How about that? What a move. We're going to do a speed run from inside. Man, it launches. It definitely launches. All right, we are 160. 190, 200, 211, 224, 229, oh, and we lost it again. There's no way. It just loses traction somewhere towards the end of the track. It's like there's oil on the track or something. We are going for a ride. All right, well, that was fun. Let's take it to the abandoned airport. Do some donuts and whatnot. I think we can safely say this car is easily capable of 250 miles an hour. If the, I think it's a glitch with the mod, because I tried over and over again, even tried with slicks, and it still just did it, so. Oh yeah, it definitely kicks out if you give it full throttle here. Oh yeah. We can do a little bit of drift. Yeah, I lost it there. I had it for a minute. Yeah, it definitely kicks out quick. A little bit tough to control, but that's part of the fun. There it goes. It's like, it's something in the mod that makes it just lose control once it starts really getting up there. Maybe it's an aerodynamic thing. Who knows? It's still fun though. A lot of power in this car. I'm loving it. Let's do our J turn. Here we go. Not bad at all. Handles it quite nicely. It'll hold for a little bit, and then it just gets really twitchy. Let's do the donuts. Gotta love a Supra. Love it. So there's a slight glitch with the mod. It does not allow me to put... We'll go back to normal mode, and I'll show you. Go to assemble mode. Does not allow me to put a license plate on the rear or the front. Let's sit in it one more time. Take a nice look around. Very nice interior. Very well done mod. Few little bugs there, but no big deal. No big deal. Not able to put a license plate on. That's okay. We've got everything pretty much else done. It's at 96%. The only thing really holding us back, yeah, is that rear license plate that we can't get to, but that's okay. Not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and pass this car on. See what kind of... Ooh, are you sure you want to sell your Toyota Supra TRD for $100,792? Yes, please. I'll take it. All right, guys, just ran the numbers on that, and we made about just over $40,000 in profit on that flip. Not bad at all, and a fun car to do, nonetheless. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I know I say it all the time, but I mean it 100%. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.